So good morning, everyone. My name is LaShante Keys, and I serve as a board member on the African American Advisory Committee. Before we officially begin our program, we would like to thank each for attending today. We are grateful that you have joined us to honor our scholarship and award recipients. It is because of your support that we are able to come together in celebration of these excellent individuals. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our amazing sponsors. Our gold sponsors, Amgen, Dr. Judy Genshaft. Our green sponsors, Mosaic, WUSF, Onyx Magazine, and USF Foundation Diversity Initiatives Office. Our silver sponsors, Room to Go Foundation, USF Alumni Association, Aries and Associates Tampa Girls Club, Joyce Russell, Women in Leadership and Philanthropy, WLP, and USF Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Our brown sponsors, Blue Skies Insurance Solutions, Mr. Donald Odom Sr. As always, to our sponsors and everybody else here today, thank you for your support in this year's Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our MC. She is a Polk County native. Anybody in Polk County? Only one? Well, we got two because she's coming up. Oh, one more over there too. All right, perfect. All right. She's a Polk County native who grew up in Lakeland and is currently a member of the Fox 13 Tampa Bay reporter team, a graduate of both Florida State University and University of Florida. Her broadcast career has led her to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Memphis, Tennessee. She has worked in many roles, including producer, reporter, and anchor, and has covered hurricanes, snowstorms, the Charleston church shootings, the funeral of Reverend Billy Graham, presidential rallies, and more. She expressed that what she loves most about being a journalist is meeting people and telling their stories. Everyone, please help me welcome to the stage Miss Jonae Lewis.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and it's okay. Polk County, we might be small, but we're mighty. We good. I just want to welcome everyone to the 2023 Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say that it is just a wonderful feeling to be here, to be celebrating Black excellence among our youth, among our community, and among our students. So I just want to thank you all personally for being here and thanking USF for having me for this event. We are honored to highlight the achievements of USF students as well as the generosity of our donors and the outstanding contributions of our Kente Award winners this year, Lisa Ann Mifflin and Representative Diane Hart. Let's please give them a round of applause. We'll hear much more from them later, and of course, I have to acknowledge and recognize our keynote speaker, Mr. Askia Muhammad Akil. Of course, events like this don't just come together and don't just happen. So we definitely want to recognize this year's planning committee. This event, of course, is a labor of love that involves collaboration between several campus and community partners to ensure everything that you see today goes off without a hitch. So committee members, oftentimes you don't get recognized, so I'm asking you to please stand as your name or organization is called, starting with the African American Advisory Committee. Don't be shy, stand up. The USF Black Faculty Staff Association. The USF College of Arts and Sciences. I see the wave. The USF Foundation. The USF Institute on Black Life. Ruth and Jerry Bell. And Lainey Funaro. Thank you so much for everything that you've done to make this event a success. We wouldn't be here and we couldn't do it without you all. Now, if at any point today you're inspired to support some of the amazing scholarships you hear about, which we hope you are, there is a QR code on the back of your program. You can make a contribution online. It's safe, secure, easy. I know everyone in here has a phone. Some of y'all maybe two. So every gift, no matter the size, it makes a difference. Of course, though, in keeping with the tradition of the Kente Awards, at this time, we want to welcome the senior pastor of St. John Progressive Missionary Baptist Church, Dr. Bartholomew Banks Sr., who will now provide our invocation.
Would you bow with me with a word of prayer? Oh, eternal God, God of all creation, we've come before your throne of grace to offer humble and sincere thanks for all of the marvelous blessings that you've showered upon us. You are worthy of our gratitude, for you are truly the source of all that is good. You're the source of all of our blessings. We give you respect, and we acknowledge you as our creator and provider. It is you who are omnipresent. You're everywhere, Lord. It is you who are omnipotent. You are all-powerful. It is you who are omniscient. You know everything. Thank you for every gift that we have been given. We thank you for the opportunity to assemble today for the Joyce Russell Kente Award and Scholarship Ceremony. We thank you for the community service of the award recipients. We thank you for the generosity of the attendees and donors. We thank you for the academic achievement of the scholarship recipients. We ask your continued blessings upon us as we work to make our community a better place to live. Now, Lord, please bless the food that we are about to receive. Allow it to be nourishment to our bodies. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Banks. And at this time, it is now my pleasure to welcome the president of USF, Dr. Law, to share a few words this morning.
Good afternoon. Oh, please, you can do better than that. Let's try one more time. Good afternoon. All right. We're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate the Joyce Russell Kente Awards, and what a great opportunity for us all to come together. You know, this is an important point on our calendar. This is actually one where we get to celebrate 23 years of these awards. Give yourself a round of applause. And you know, these awards were actually established by the USF African American Advisory Committee. And that's a group, by the way, that recognizes faculty, employees, alumni, and members of the African American community for their impactful contributions. And as you know, that's certainly what we're going to do here today. But you know, in a larger sense, today's celebration is really about showing USF's unwavering commitment to inclusive excellence. And I don't want that to be lost on anyone. That is something that is extraordinarily important to the entirety of the university, but certainly to myself personally. So our commitment to creating and sustaining opportunities that maximize success for our students is, in fact, foundational for the University of South Florida. So we have redoubled our efforts to support Black student success. And just to give you a for instance, one of the things that we've done is hosted multiple student calling campaigns to reach out to admitted students who are making their final decisions about whether or not they will attend USF or some other university. We want them to come to the University of South Florida, and by putting together a group of people who call them and answer questions questions that they may have or answer questions that their family may have. We give them the opportunity to dialogue with us, but also to let them understand that we really care about their success and we want them at the University of South Florida. So to all of the people who are part of those calling campaigns, I want to thank you because it makes a difference. It made a difference last year, and I'm telling you what we're looking at now, I think it's going to make a big difference this year. So thank you for what you've done. We're looking to do this again, always. This is our way of making sure that our university reflects our community and reflects our state. So with that in mind, I want to extend also my congratulations to the Kente Alumni Award recipient today, Lisa Ann Mifflin, and also, oh yes. Lisa, where are you? Raise your hand. Where are you? Yeah, okay. They didn't know who to clap for. Okay, I also want to really congratulate our Kente Community Award winner, State Representative Diane Hart. And then, of course, I had the opportunity and really the joy to welcome our keynote speaker today, which is Askia Muhammad Akil, across the graduating dais just last year. And so I was so happy to see him finally achieve his efforts at getting that degree, and we were so happy to give it to him, and can't wait to hear what you have to say today. So let's give him a round of applause. And you all may not know what all that he has done, but he has quite a journey and a message. We're going to enjoy hearing all of that. He actually worked at USF to improve race relations after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King in 1968. And later, he advocated for black students and fighting poverty, eventually earning the key to the city in his own hometown of St. Petersburg, and that was in 2021. And finally, I want to say thank you to each one of you. This is such an important event where you have an opportunity really to support our students through your philanthropic efforts, through scholarships and through sponsorships. And without you, we wouldn't be as effective as we can be. And so I want to thank you for that, for what you've done in the past, but I want to thank you for what you'll continue to do in the future, because as I said, this is foundational to the University of South Florida, and we could not be effective without each of you. Thank you so very much.
Let's give another round of applause to President Law, and also congratulations to you on your recent inauguration as USF's 8th and 1st alumni president. At this time, we'll now have Albert Coleman, a board member of the African American Advisory Committee, to share some Kente Awards ceremony history with us. So at this time, let's welcome him to the stage.
Good morning. Thank you, Janae. The African American Advisory Committee was established to serve as a link between the African American community, the USF Office of the President, and the USF community, thereby promoting and strengthening diversity within our university and a greater community. The Kente Award was created in 2000 by the committee to further strengthen the relationship between the university and the African American community. The award recognizes African American USF faculty, employees, alumni, and community members whose contributions have made a positive impact in the community. At this time, I would like to ask all Kente Award recipients with us today to please stand if you are able to be acknowledged. thank you for your presence here today. The name of the award is named in honor of Joyce Russell, who worked as the county's African American liaison and joined the African American Advisory Committee in 2000. She was elected president to the committee in 2004 and served 3 terms as its president before retiring in 2011. In 2012, then USF President Judy Genshaft presented Ms. Russell with the Kente Award, along with the honor of naming the award the Joyce Russell Kente Award. We are very fortunate to have Joyce Russell and Judy Genshaft with us today. Would you both please stand and be recognized? I'd like to thank you all for the support of this impactful program. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. So at this time, we would like to recognize one of the reasons we're here, our student scholarship recipients. So please join me in welcoming Mr. and Miss Ruth and Jerry Bell, co-creators of the Ruth and Jerry Bell Endowed Scholarship Fund, as well as co-founders of the USF Black Leadership Network. Let's welcome them to the stage now.
So first, I'll start with apologizing for Ruth, who was unable to attend today, but she did send her wishes and congratulations and thank you. So good morning. As you guys know, on behalf of the Ruth and Jerry Bell Endowed Scholarship, which is being honored here or presented here today, we're happy to be here. We're happy to be here to celebrate and as well as to recognize not just the student successes, but the successes of our honorees. You know, when Ruth and I decided to create an endowed scholarship over 30 years ago, and through the Institute on Black Life, we decided that we help support. We really needed to help those who needed financial support to get through college. Obviously, if you can't get through college, your success, you know, we can talk about stats all day, but obviously we do know a college degree is very helpful. And we were trying to do as much as we can. So fast forward 20 plus years, we helped found the Black Leadership Network, which again was another vehicle to help provide scholarship dollars, programming services for our Black students. And I'll congratulate Lisa, who is also a scholarship donor in the Black Leadership Network also. And today, it's kind of interesting environment, and but that's not going to stop us from standing strong and doing what we have done and will continue to do in supporting our Black students. So. So with that said, you know, we're proud to be here. We're proud to be here to honor our scholarship recipients and the honorees, and we thank you.
Okay, so we will start with recognizing the Ruth and Jerry Bell Endowed Scholarship recipients. So students, when your name is called, you can come up to the stage this way to receive your certificate and then exit that way, so because we're gonna have some other people coming behind you. Our first student is Alina Johnson. She is an incoming student from Orlando, Florida. And she plans to pursue a major in biology. Congratulations. Our next student is Solomon Usaro, an incoming student from Wesley Chapel, also intending to major in biology. Congratulations. Mariah Brown is an incoming student from West Palm Beach, Florida, and she plans to pursue a major in psychology. Unfortunately, she was not able to join us today because she is taking the pharmacology certification exam, so let's wish her well. But she did provide us with a message.
Hello, my name is Mariah Brown and I am from West Palm Beach, Florida. I'll be entering in the summer as a psychology major. I would like to thank the university and the scholarship committee for giving me this great opportunity. It will help alleviate some of the financial pressures that come with college. And again, thank you.
So congratulations to all of the students, and thank you to the Bell family for just your generosity, your foresight, and your support. So at this time, I now have the distinct privilege of introducing Dr. Sheila Simmons and Ms. Sharon Thompson Ayers to present the Dr. Israel Ike Tribble Jr. Endowed Scholarship recipients. Please help me welcome them to the stage now.
Good afternoon. Yes. Will members of the African American Advisory Committee please stand? Yes. The African American Advisory Committee is proud to support Dr. Tribble's principle of giving by contributing to this endowed scholarship. Doing so is an honor and the highest recognition of his lasting legacy. And African American Advisory Committee members, this is the scholarship that we could support all, but the one that we as a committee contribute to. So thank you, committee members, for all of your hard work. Dr. Tribble's life was a testament of self-sacrifice and concern for the well-being of others. Knowing him with that infectious smile, I think he is still saying, just do your best, not for yourself, but for someone else. Unfortunately, Dr. Sheila Tribble, who is the widow of Dr. Tribble, is unable to join us this morning. She is away celebrating her, I don't know how she wanted me to say, her college reunion at Fisk University. So we thought that was good enough reason not to be here. But she was able to provide us with this video.
Good afternoon. First, thanks to the University of South Florida and the University of South Florida Foundation for creating the Dr. Israel Ike Tribble Endowed Scholarship, named in the spirit of my late husband, Dr. Ike Tribble. It is that recognition that I know Ike would have been honored to see his legacy of giving continuing to make a difference in the lives of students, families, and communities. I am humbly honored to be speaking with you today for this special event, the Kente Awards, to recognize community leaders and the 5 23-24 recipients of the Ike Tribble Endowed Scholarship. This endowed scholarship, named in his honor, is so befitting to him because, as you know, Ike was a humanitarian, an educator, a community leader, and a social justice activist. For those who knew Ike, African proverbs were a major part of his life and his communication style, and it helped to ground his thoughts and words at all times. Today, I will choose the African proverb from his book, Making Their Mark, Educating African American Children. The proverb is, "He who learns teaches." Ike demonstrated this proverb in his passion for human and social justice causes while actively pursuing the establishment of programs and resources to benefit communities, underserved families, and underserved students in the Tampa Bay area. As a result of his untiring efforts, African Americans and other minorities have succeeded in earning bachelor and doctorate degrees. Both minority and women university faculty have achieved advanced professional ranks and tenure, and thousands of young people have been inducted into the Magnite Achievers Society throughout the state of Florida. And that's with an emphasis on academic achievement and cultural enrichment. Since I retired and returned to the Tampa Bay area, I have experienced the profound impact of Ike's love of learning, teaching, and giving by being unexpectedly uplifted by meeting former scholarship recipients and people like Dr. Elizabeth Hodge Freeman and the generational participants of the McKnight programs. And yes, they have all made their mark. And many are teaching and working here at the University of South Florida and around the nation at major universities and colleges. Yes, Ike made his mark, and these Ike Tribble Scholarship recipients are living testaments of his mark. I think he would be remembered and like to be remembered by a legacy of giving, and that is why this endowed scholarship is such an honor and the highest recognition of his legacy. Knowing Ike with that infectious smile, I think he is still saying, just do your best, not for yourself, but for someone else. Again, thank you from the Simmons Tribble family for honoring our beloved Ike.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the 2023-2024 Dr. Israel Ike Tribble Jr. Endowed Scholarship recipient. So students, please join Ms. Sharon on the stage as your name is called. We are starting with Kiana Burke, a nursing major from Miami, Florida. Danica Shea Rochelle is a nursing major from Palm Bay, Florida. Adriana Grant is a health sciences major from Miami, Florida. Tremont Hines is a finance major from Gainesville, Florida. Starverline Julian is a business administration major from Lake Park, Florida. Let's give another round of applause to all of the scholarship recipients. Congratulations to you all for your work. And at this time, join me in welcoming to the stage the director of the USF Institute on Black Life, Dr. Fenda Akiwumi.
Thank you, Joni. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. So the Institute on Black Life has thrived as a center of research, scholarship, and community outreach for over 35 years. In the name of student success, IBL has maintained a robust scholarship program that awards at least 10 scholarships each year, one of which is the Study Abroad Scholarship. This scholarship provides the opportunity for students at any level to receive the gift of a global education, an initiative that USF strives for all our students. Due to persistent restrictions on international travel, we have postponed the presenting of this award this year. However, it is our hope that you will continue to support our efforts as we have plans in process. Your contribution ensures that students will retain access to exploring global dynamics as travel limitations are lifted. Students can once again take to the skies, exploring our world, all thanks to the generosity of people like you. Thank you so much for your support.
And now to present the USF Black Faculty Staff Association's Endowed Scholarship. At this time, please welcome Dr. Frank Pirtle III, President of the Black Faculty Staff Association.
Thank you very much, Joni. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning. I am honored to serve as the president of the Black Faculty and Staff Association. It was founded in 1972 and helps foster an environment of mutual support and respect for Black faculty, staff, and students at the University of South Florida. Today, the Black Faculty and Staff Association continues to foster its commitment to faculty, staff, and students and the community surrounding USF in an effort to build a legacy of empowerment. The USF BFSA established the scholarship for underserved and underrepresented undergraduate and graduate students to continue their pursuit of a college career or pursuit of their professional careers. We seek to support students who have shown research or shown commitment to the communities that we serve, and also seek to use their professional degrees to serve as Black communities outside of the university. Since 2011, our scholarship has assisted with supporting more than 20 students in accomplishing their academic and professional careers. Today, we are proud to continue our commitment to service and commitment to those in our community. Thank you.
So at this time, it's my pleasure to present the 2023-2024 USF Black Faculty Staff Association Endowed Scholarship recipients. George Cardanzo is an information technology major from Tampa. Unfortunately, George is unable to be with us today, but he does have a message for us all. Let's take a listen.
Hello, everyone. My name is George Cardanzo, and I'm an incoming freshman who's studying information technology. I'm very grateful to receive this scholarship because recently my mom's been dealing with financial issues, which means she's unable to help me afford college. With this scholarship, I'll be only a few dollars short of affording my full cost of attendance, which will bring my mom great relief and overall help me achieve the dream of being able to take care of my mother. Thank you.
Natalie Desir is a community science major from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Unfortunately, she's not able to join us today, but she also has a message.
Hi, my name is Natalie Desir, and I am a freshman going on sophomore computer science major. I'm so grateful to be named a recipient of this scholarship. My sisters and I are among the first in my family to go to college for an undergraduate degree, so being named a recipient of this scholarship is a complete honor. So once again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Congratulations to Natalie and George, and I think just hearing their video and just a little bit of their story just shows how important this work is and what everyone in this room is doing and the difference that it's making in the lives of young students and helping their dreams come true. At this time, I now have the distinct privilege of introducing Dr. Sharman McCray to present the Dr. Richard and Eva Pride Endowed Scholarship recipients. Please help me in welcoming her to the stage.
Thank you, Janae. We are proud to partner with the Kente Award to salute the life and legacy of my parents by awarding this scholarship named in their honor. I would like to give a brief summary. Our family relationship with the University of South Florida is brought proud and extensive service. Both were pioneers in the Tampa community during the racial and social justice era. They believed education was the equalizer to a successful life and thriving community. As a result, encouraged African American youth to view life from a different perspective. As the university continued to grow in the 60s, there was concern on how the university was going to attract African American faculty and students to attend. At that time, Evie L. Pride was recognized as the first African American educator to create and develop a speed reading comprehensive program in the Hillsborough County Public School District, where she taught for several years. It was only then that the university recognized Evie Pride would be the greatest asset to the university. She was hired as the first African-American faculty member at the University College of Basic Studies, teaching developmental reading from 1966 to 69. Because of her professionalism and experiences, in 1969, she was then recruited and transitioned to the new opened Ybor campus of Hillsborough Community College, where she retired. Dr. Richard Pryor was also a distinguished educator in Hillsborough County Public School for 22 years in the capacity of a social worker, principal, and a director. During segregation, he was the principal of Blake High School, one of only 2 black high schools in the county. In 1969, was hired at USF as the 3rd African-American faculty member as an assistant professor of education in the College of Basic Studies and the 2nd director of the Upward Bound program. During his 25 years tenure in secondary education, he assisted more than 2,000 low-income first-generation students who were admitted and graduated from colleges and universities across the country. As a director, he enhanced the Upward Bound program to be the largest and the most successful of all federal programs in the state of Florida and the country during his tenure. Because of the many accomplishments and affiliations, Dr. Richard F. Pride Elementary School was named in his honor in 2001. Both Richard and Evie were active in the local organizations. They were pillars in the Tampa Bay community as they pioneered the educational system for students of color and pushed the equity narrative for better education and access to a better future. Today, their legacy lives on through the voices of successful judges, doctors, lawyers, teachers, and community members who benefit from their leadership. Currently, the Upward Bound program continues helping low-income and first-generation minority students to be successful. Recently, the program was awarded funding for the STEM, innovation in math and science, this summer. I would like to recognize the assistant director because Ray Cabrera could not attend this morning, but the assistant director, Carrie Boston, director, and the staff to please stand. They're in the back. I am pleased to announce this year's recipient of the Dr. Richard F. and Eva L. Pride Endowed Scholarship to Francine Kente, 2022 graduate of Middleton High School and alumni of the University of South Florida Upward Bound program. Francine graduated from high school with a 7.4 weighted grade point average. She participated in track and field and held several leadership positions. She is the first-year student at USF majoring in health sciences. Francine is a student assistant on undergraduate studies office and assists an asset to the division. She's here. Will Carrie Boston come up and take a picture? Come on, Francine. There you go.
7.4, I think that deserves another round of applause because congratulations. Congratulations, and thank you again, Dr. McCray. And at this time, it is my pleasure to present the USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarship. So please welcome Tina James, Chair of the USF Black Alumni Society.
Good morning, everyone. The USF Black Alumni Society was created to build lasting relationships between the University of South Florida, Black students, Black alumni, and the community.
Our organization strives to connect alumni and students with shared experiences to continue building a warming, welcoming, and supportive campus. The USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarships is one of the conduits to which we are able to accomplish this mission. In addition to providing financial assistance, the scholarship also reinforces philanthropy in students by encouraging continued service to the community in its entirety. It's an honor for us to invest in the goals of our students by offering them this support. This will be the second year we are honoring a scholarship recipient with our USF Black Alumni Society Endowed Scholarship.
So at this time, we are going to present the 2023-2024 USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarship recipient. Please join Ms. James on the stage as your name is called. Cherish Alston, a business analytics and information major from Miramar, Florida. Congratulations, Cherish. And let's give a congratulations to all of our recipients this year. Wow, can we please give another round of applause to our scholarship recipients?
Thank you, thank you. So good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Brown, and I proudly serve as Development Officer for Diversity Initiatives in the USF Foundation. So we sincerely hope that you're enjoying today's ceremony, but before we continue, we would like to thank each of you for being a difference maker. The students we celebrated today are achieving their academic dreams because of the support of our generous sponsors and you. We would like to ask everyone to pull out their phones, second phones included, and scan their QR code on the screen or on the back of the programs using the phone's camera. This will take you to a webpage where you can contribute to the scholarships you heard about today. No gift is too small. Every dollar helps make an impact for both our students and our community. So I would now like to call Janae back to the stage to introduce this afternoon's keynote speaker. Isn't she doing an excellent job? Yeah.
Thanks, Melissa. At this time, I have the privilege and honor of introducing our keynote speaker, Mr. Askia Muhammad Akil, a faith leader, a human rights activist, and a community organizer with over 45 years of professional experience as a manager, director, and leader. Akil's activism became his lifelong commitment in 1968 during his senior year at USF. Following the assassination of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he was motivated to leave school and focus on civil rights activism. From 1968 until 1972, he was best known for his community activism as Otha Leon Favors Jr., the Black militant who challenged USF to diversify its faculty and to offer what became the first Black Studies program and Africana Studies program at any Florida university. He is also known for organizing the Tampa-Hillsborough County community around preserving Middleton and Blake high schools, as well as supporting violence prevention, community policing, affordable housing, and other important social issues. This week, during the past 5 decades, he has earned many recognitions. To name just a few, and I do mean a few, he has been named the West St. Petersburg Exchange Club's Crime Prevention Citizen of the Year, the St. Petersburg Housing Authority's Chairman Award recipient, and Omega Psi Phi Fraternity's Citizen of the Year. In 2021, he also received the Keys to the City of St. Petersburg in recognition of his many contributions to the community. Currently, Mr. Akil serves as a Muslim faith and community leader, and he most often calls upon to lead interfaith activities as well as to organize communities around important societal issues of the day. Just last year, after 52 years, Mr. Akil returned to USF, as we heard, to complete his Bachelor of Arts degree in General Studies, and he was recognized during USF's graduation ceremony as the oldest graduate at age 75, but you don't look it, you look good, of the class of 2022, an encouragement to others to never give up and finish what you started. Everyone, please, I think we need to stand up to recognize today's speaker, Mr. Askia Muhammad Akil.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. With God's name, merciful benefactor, merciful redeemer, the praise and thanks are due to Almighty God, the creator and Lord of us all. Good morning, everyone. Everyone in this distinguished me pacho mache and three language. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Здравствуйте, люди человеки, по-русски, in Shalom Aleichem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be with you, peace be on you, peace be upon you. To USF President Ray Law, to Dr. Elizabeth Horch Freeman, to Sister Sharon Ayers, to Brother Walter Jennings, and other members of the esteemed committee who planned this important event and make it happen year after year. To the 2023 Kente Award recipients, to the outstanding academic scholars, to our community leaders, public servants, and past awards recipients, many of whom I had the privilege of knowing personally. To the USF community and invited guests, please give yourselves and others a huge round of applause. I am honored, distinctly and uniquely honored, to be invited to offer words of encouragement to everyone present today. I pray, my prayer is that something I say will bring you greater hope, a higher level of motivation and inspiration. First of all, Kente is a Ghanaian word, it's from Ghana, that means basket. It also is the name associated with beautiful woven cloth worn by royalty as a symbol of an honorable, well-woven life. A life that literally weaves together the wisdom of Africa left behind during the Middle Passage with the persistent struggle that defines the Black experience over 4 centuries in America and throughout the diaspora. As your speaker this year, I represent a storied life of 76 years, and I'm still weaving. Last year, for example, I achieved an important goal that started in 1966, before some of you, perhaps many of you, were even born. In August 1966, I enrolled at USF with an AA degree from St. Petersburg Junior College. At the time, I was interested in journalism and foreign languages, working on a double major in French and Russian. At the young age of 19, my aspirations were to see the world, then settle into a career as a foreign correspondent or diplomat, making my living writing about what I saw or experienced firsthand. In 2022, after 56 years, I returned and earned my bachelor's degree. I should be embarrassed to say that. I was recognized as being the oldest graduate in the class of 2022. I don't know if I should be embarrassed about that or not. In 1966, I was not only a USF student, but also a student of the 60s. Many of you remember the 60s as a time of racial unrest with civil rights and Black power at the forefront, African national revolutionary struggles, women's liberation and bra burning, free love, intense labor union organizing, massive Vietnam and Southeast Asian war protests, high school and college student uprisings. All were changing the world. Two of my heroes, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, both of whom were assassinated at the age of 39, were at center stage in our country and in the world. Of course, there were many others, in fact, too many to name. USF at that time was just 10 years old. I was one of a few dozen African-American students, perhaps 100, out of a total USF enrollment of around 10,000. There were no African-American professors at the time, not one. In 1968, a life-altering event happened while I was literally on campus in the college work studies program. The tragic, calculated, premeditated shooting and murder of Dr. King in Memphis, Tennessee. At age 21, my focus shifted dramatically, and my purpose became crystal clear. I decided I was born not only to be a lifelong learner and citizen of the world, but also born to help change the world. Thank you. I began with my first public speech at USF, delivered April 9, 1966, during a campus-wide memorial service. Listen to the words of 21-year-old Otha Leon Favors Jr., delivered at that service. And by the way, I legally changed my name in 1979. I won't get into the reason behind that. Quotation from, again, April 9th, 1966, quote, "I am taking it upon myself to speak for an undefined segment of the student body and of the nation at large, who, like most of you, are thoroughly appalled and disgusted by the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King was a man of peace and goodwill. He was a symbol of hope for a better America and a better world. We are sickened by the tragedy and the irony of this occurrence, and our hearts go out in sympathy to all those who loved him." Continuing the quotation, "Like some of you, the perpetration of this senseless, bestial act has made us completely ashamed to be called Americans. Well, you will have to forgive us if we do not cry and hang our heads in sorrow, for we long ago came to realize that such is the nature of our heritage, and we have long since run out of tears. We have seen beyond the delusions that this nation has built up, and facing this reality has left us cold. You will have to excuse us if we do not clamor for revenge of Dr. King's murder, for we can see very plainly that though one man may have pulled the trigger, the real culprits are the hundreds of thousands of ignorant, bigoted people who through hatred encouraged this immoral act. If we seem disillusioned and without faith in the ideals that have preceded us, it is because for years we've had to watch millions of concerned people do little more than express sympathy, while whole races and sectors of the American population have suffered at the hands of this fanatically bigoted, racist minority. We have lived through repeated acts of war, murder, and assassination, and we are disheartened by the seeming lack of sanity. If we seem to suspect the sincerity of your eulogies, it is because we cannot understand how people who were not moved to action by Dr. King's life could be stirred to such profound remorse by his death." End of quote. This was a call to action, my declaration. So with the support of student government, faculty, staff, and some administrators, we went to work. I won't go into the details now, but the tangible, lasting results were and included hiring of African-American faculty and administrators, establishment of the very first Africana Studies program in the state of Florida, active student recruitment, offering scholarships and retention strategies, and USF leveraging its tremendous assets and resources to support inner-city public school students and to support the preservation of formerly historically black high schools in Tampa, Blake and Middleton High. This 1966 call to action thrust me into leadership, but away from my degree-seeking focus, unfortunately. It also led to my being arrested and tried numerous times, including one instance when I was in jail with a $100,000 bond. It led me to being targeted by the late J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI's COINTELPRO, a counterintelligence program. Mind you, I'm not suggesting that any of you, especially young students, follow the strategy that I adopted in the late 60s. Please don't. Au contraire, Yet, this is in fact, a call to action, without doubt. There is an expression in French that says, plus ça change, plus ça reste la même. Plus ça change, c'est la même chose. And the translation is, and it's a bit cynical, the translation is, the more things change, the more things remain the same. Allow me to briefly explain what that means in a contemporary context. This present era, this time in which we're living, the things we are confronted with today in the 2000s have been compared to the 1960s and the 70s. Today's headlines read, the ongoing affordable work and workforce housing crisis. Quote from our president, we're battling for the soul of our nation. We're in the fight of our lives for many of the very same freedoms, rights, justice, and for the, quote, a more perfect union, for the domestic tranquility that the struggles in the 60s and 70s presented. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are again in the crosshairs, just called by different names. Africana Studies programs that we fought to establish are under attack across the state and in many parts of the country, other parts of the country. The freedom to make choices and decisions about our bodies, to love whom we choose, all are under fire. In the 60s, it was anti-miscegenation laws. So I stand here today saying to you that the struggle is real and ongoing. A luta continua, vittoria è certa. The struggle continues. Victory is certain. This is a popular South African and Portuguese expression. The question is, what will be your personal response today? Frederick Douglass is quoted as saying, there is no change, no progress without struggle. Each one of us, regardless of age, race, gender, religion, or social status, has a path and a purpose. Will you find or choose your purpose, then switch out to the path of least resistance that oftentimes leads to selfish, short-lived wins and seductive creature comforts? Or will you join that struggle to make America and the world a more perfect, more just, more equitable place for all? In the words of 21-year-old idealistic yet determined oath of favors, here's what I said in 1966, quote, we will live in peace and harmony in our lifetimes, even if it means giving up friends, relatives, and all the national tradition that America purports to represent. And we are prepared to make this sacrifice. We know that as individuals, we can only be truly responsible for our own actions and attitudes, and we are already involved in living in accordance with the mandates of human decency, with the teachings and examples of Dr. King and similar people of men of goodwill who have preceded him. Our desire is to live unobtrusively, but we will know freedom, equality, and justice because we will be satisfied with nothing less. I say to you that each of us will have opportunities to contribute to the cause of humanity. Perhaps you will not become an activist as I chose. However, you can support meaningful change through running for office, voting, campaigning, giving, contributing to campaigns, letter writing, mentoring, selective buying initiatives, teaching, and/or by sustaining programs like today's Kente Awards and scholarship ceremonies, as this community invests in its best and brightest. May I leave you with the following African story. Will you please raise your hands, palms up? Please raise your hands with me. A mother bird watched her baby bird take to the sky and extend its wings upward. She watched for several minutes before asking, baby bird, what in the world are you doing? The baby bird glanced down and said, Mama, I'm holding up the sky. The mama bird laughed and said, But you are so small, and the sky is so vast, dear one, you cannot hold up the sky. The baby bird exclaimed, but Mama, I'm simply doing my part. Will you say to someone next to you, I am doing my part? Let that sink in for a second. So therefore, remember as you leave here today that the opportunities of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of the opportunities. Resolve here today to do your part. Make up your mind that it is never too late to finish what you start. So to our Kente awardees of 2023 and to those in years past, I say to you, and I must pause for a second, Dr. Julius Wayne Dudley, one of the recipient last year, he and I communicate with each other regularly. He sends his greetings. He was a recipient last year and couldn't make it because he's in the hospital. Attorney Delana Stewart, I must mention him. Was my attorney since 1969, first time I was arrested, up until the time he stopped practicing law. He's the reason that I'm standing here in this rather than a striped suit. Athenia John, I could go on and on and on. They all send greetings and their warmest regards. So again, to Kente Awards recipients from the past, I say to you in the words of the prophet Nehemiah, don't come down, you're doing a great job. And in an English interpretation of a Quranic scripture, it says, just an interpretation in the English, on the day of judgment or at that pivotal or critical moment in your life, you will be shown the deeds that you have done. They will flash before your very eyes. And if you have done even an atom's weight of good, a good selfless deed, even as seemingly small as the weight of an atom, you will see it. And you will gain its blessings and its reward. It might just be the encouragement or affirmation or provide the solace that your soul was seeking to carry you through that difficult test or trial, to keep you pressing on. Somebody here knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I hope that at the very least, you will choose to be like Baby Bird and keep doing your small part. Meanwhile, this opportunity to speak to you, this august audience, to speak to you today, April 27, 2023, is my affirmation and my reward for the public declaration that I made on April 9th, 1968, 55 years and 18 days from the time I first spoke to my USF family. Thank you so much for listening. May the peace, blessings, grace, and favor of God be upon you all. Go Bulls!
You left the stage too fast. Come back. You're not finished yet. Let's give him another round of applause for that very timely and encouraging speech.
Yeah. Wow, what a powerful and timely speech. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. On behalf of the African American Advisory Committee and the Kente Planning Committee, we would like to present you with this token of appreciation for your willingness and just graciousness to speak to us today. We just want to thank you and just let you know how grateful we are. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. I think I speak for us all when we say we're very thankful that you did finish what you started and that you were here with us to just share those words and that call of action. There's a lot of power in this room because we all can do something to make a difference. I hope we take his words to heart in the rest of our days and weeks to come. And now we have our final two awards, the Joyce Russell Alumni Kente Award and Community Leader Award. This year's honorees exemplify the true essence of dedication in promoting culture and progression. I would like to invite President Law, Joyce Russell, and Sharon Thompson Ayers to now join me back on the stage as we honor this year's recipients. Our alumni honoree earned her Bachelor of Science in Finance and Master of Public Administration degrees at USF and has been making a significant impact in the community ever since. Lisa Ann Mifflin began her career with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, as a financial examiner here in Tampa and has worked for them at a local and national level. In her career, she has provided community development outreach, technical assistance, and resources to help make financial services accessible to underserved communities and consumers. Lisa's activities support access to capital for affordable housing, community services, small business development, job creation, and neighborhood revitalization. She represents the OCC on the advisory board for the Hillsborough County Schools Academy of Finance. This is a program that provides financial education, job shadowing, and financial internships to high school students. Lisa actively supports OCC hiring, training, and development programs. She has served as the college recruiting liaison between the OCC and USF. She's led several training teams of entry-level college hires joining the OCC and serves as a speaker at events nationwide. Lisa also serves as the treasurer for Sisters Network Tampa Bay. This is an organization that seeks to raise awareness about the devastating impact of breast cancer in the Black community. She also provides financial support for mammograms to uninsured women and provide a sisterhood of support for survivors and their families. A proud USF Bull, she serves on the Diversity Committee of the USF Alumni Association and the Executive Committee of the USF Black Alumni Association. She is an inaugural member of the USF MPA Ambassadors and a scholarship donor in the USF Black Leadership Network. Lisa has also created 2 scholarships for students pursuing careers in financial services or public policy. So just a little busy there. Everyone, please help me welcome to the stage the 2023-2024 Kente Alumni Award recipient, Lisa Ann Mifflin.
Have to lower this a little bit. Good afternoon, and thank you to the African American Advisory Committee for this honor. It is humbling to know that while, if you know me, you know that I tend to move quietly through spaces, but that you see me, and it's nice to be recognized. Also just recognize my pastor who did the invocation, who was also a USF grad, by the way. I want to thank and acknowledge my friends and family who are here, my brothers in the room, and some of my dear friends, and some of my friends and family that couldn't be here today, but that sent a lot of their thanks. I want to dedicate this honor to the women that raised me. Some people call them my village, but I call them my muses because they inspired me, prayed for me, taught me, and encouraged me. And so I want to take a moment to recognize them and their influence on my life and talk about them a little bit. So first is my grandmother, Katie Graham, who was my quiet spirit, but she also had a giving spirit. When I was growing up, I would watch her in church. She was not one to sing loudly or praise demonstrably. She would sit rocking side to side with her eyes closed, having her own private praise. After church, the kids would run over to her and she would hand them peppermint candies. And it wasn't much because she didn't have much, but that small act of caring meant so much to so many, and those moments watching her inspired me. And then there's my aunt, Frances Williams, who was my praying spirit. She was also an encourager and my encourager. She was there for her children, her siblings' children, everybody's children that ever came through St. John Progressive Missionary Baptist Church here in Tampa. And growing up, my mother was dealing with a lot, but Aunt Frances was always there to encourage me. And she saw me at times when I didn't even know she was watching. From my aunt, I learned to encourage and stand up for others. I also took to heart her lessons about seeking wisdom and her reminding all of us of the words to a song. You may seek earthly power and fame. The world might be impressed by your great name. Soon the glories of this life will be past, and only what you do for Christ will last. And then there's my mother, Evelyn Alexander Mifflin. She was the tenacious spirit, the diva that took no prisoners, the debutante that never ran from a fight. And that fighting spirit would be her strength when she became a widow at 29 years old, losing the love of her life, and left to raise a 6-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. And she was always there for her children. No matter what the issue, she was there for us, advocating for us, fighting school administrators for us, which is facts, because moving to Florida as a widow, black widowed mother with 2 young children, people always thought they could try her, but they learned quickly that Evelyn would always be there for her children no matter what. And so from my mother, I learned to stand up for myself. Her spirit would be tested in me more and in her more when she had a massive stroke at 39, when she defied the doctor's prognosis, recovering and returning to work in 3 months. In her 40s, she was laid off from her corporate reorganization, had a second stroke at 51, and later in her life, she suffered through the onset of dementia and ultimately succumbed to kidney failure. But through it all, she persevered. And through it all, her tenacious spirit rose up in me, never letting her give up, being strong when she felt weak, advocating for her, fighting for her, being there for her no matter what. And so she was a survivor, is a survivor, and so am I. The influence of these women would rise up in me many times in my life. I became a caretaker to my mother at a young age. My college journey, like many of us, was a meandering path that included working full-time while completing my education. And before the age of 45, I would become a 2-time breast cancer survivor. So it's said that we're the average of 5 people we spend the most time with, and maybe that's true, but I definitely know that I'm the average of the 3 most influential women in my life: my grandmother, my aunt, and my mother, Katie, Frances, and Evelyn. Their physical presence is gone, but their eternal spirit lives on in me and in many others whose lives they've influenced. And so last, I want to leave you with some of my 3 life lessons, or what I like to call Lisa's favorite things, and the lessons learned from the most random moments. So my first favorite thing, and I'm sure the chorus in the back can say, my first favorite thing is wine. So during the pandemic shutdown, I earned several certifications in wine education. But in my studies, I learned a lot about the challenging conditions where grapevines can grow. In gravel, limestone, pebbles, sand, clay, that the roots dig deep to find nutrients in the soil. How circumstances like fires and frost can damage the fruit on the vine, but the roots will persevere to bear fruit in another season. So what's the lesson here? That the best fruit can come from the hardest struggles. My second favorite thing is tea. I love tea. It's good medicine. I like to take it when I'm sick or not when I need more energy. But let's consider tea. On its own, it's pretty nondescript. You look at it, it's in a bag, it's bulk, it's just dry leaves. You can't really tell what it is. So to reach its full potential, it has to be submerged in hot water. And then it blossoms into something warm, soothing, and wonderful. So what's the lesson here? That sometimes to reach full potential means changing the conditions. And my third favorite thing is Disney. I'm part of a social media group of Black women, Disnerds, we call ourselves, that like to talk about all things Disney. But the lesson in my third favorite thing is in the Disney Marvel movie, Black Panther. And so yes, we were all proud to see the Black cast and see our Black superhero and box office records broken. And by the way, if you're wondering, and several have commented, the characters on my dress sash are Wakandan, and it says Wakanda forever. But for me, the lesson of that movie lies in Wakanda itself. Wakanda had great knowledge and resources, but would not share them with the world out of fear. Ultimately, they learn that with all of those resources comes an obligation to help others. And that's my final lesson and message to all of us. We've been blessed with opportunities and resources that everyone isn't able to access. So we have an obligation to help others get those opportunities and access those resources. The wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. And students, from one alumnus to future alumni, you're on a path to do great things. But always remember to have a giving spirit, to be caring, to pray, to encourage others, to be tenacious and ready to fight for what matters, to know that the best fruit can come from the hardest struggles, to be willing to change conditions to reach your potential, to build bridges and help others. So thank you, and go Bulls.
Let's give her another round of applause for that awesome speech. Very encouraging, and just thank you to the women in your life, your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, for just the role that they had in molding you into being such just an encouraging, inspiring, and dynamic woman. And thank you for your words today, truly. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our Community Leadership Award recipient, a woman who has used her passion for the community to create a political platform to advocate for Tampa's citizens on the local and regional level. Diane Hart was born and raised in Tampa and educated in the public schools of Hillsborough County. Diane is a small business owner of over 36 years. Through her business, Miss D's World of Beauty, she has employed over 30 hairstylists and assisted with several opening their own businesses. Diane has committed her life to helping others throughout the city of Tampa and Hillsborough County. Since 2008, she has served as the CEO of the East Tampa Business and Civic Association, where she directs new homes construction projects. She helps to locate land for development of affordable housing, recruit home buyers, and qualify individuals for purchasing of substantially improving existing homes. In just the past 4 years alone, Diane has provided housing rehabilitation for more than 120 homeowners. In addition to this work, Ms. Hart has been deeply committed to and involved in the local food initiative by serving 200 families weekly just in the Hillsborough County area. She strives to utilize every available pulpit in her efforts to raise awareness about the issues of hunger, homelessness, and gun violence. Ms. Hart has worked with the Tampa Police Department to organize Stop the Violence 813, and she leads multiple marches and walks in East Tampa. I've had the privilege of being there with her as well as interviewing her. And let me just say, when she speaks, everyone stops and they listen. She's a very passionate and powerful woman. She has also worked with local, state, and federal officials to assist in making changes in her community. She was elected as the State House Representative for District 61 on November 7, 2018. In this role, Representative Hart has been appointed to serve as a Democratic floor leader for the Florida House. She has received honors and awards from a variety of agencies and organizations at the local, state, and national levels. Unfortunately, Representative Hart is unable to join us today as two of her proposed bills are being heard on the House floor. Very busy woman passing important legislation. We are unfortunate, though, to have her daughter, Michelle Session, with us today to accept this award on her behalf. In addition, Representative Hart has provided a short acceptance speech. Everyone, please join me in congratulating the 2023-2024 Kente Community Leadership Award recipient, Representative Diane Hart.
I'm State Representative Diane Hart from House District 63, right here in the great city of Tampa. I am deeply humbled and grateful for the opportunity to stand before you today. My gratitude generates from a heart that understands the legacy of the recipients who were honored before me and the giants that I stand alongside today. Building a bridge between community and community leaders is not a nominal task. It requires hard work and dedicated individuals. I congratulate the chair and the board members of the Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony for laying more bricks today in building that bridge. Events like this highlight those who are in the trenches working to make a better Tampa and a better Florida. And that does not just apply to those being honored today, that applies to everyone who's present in this room today. We all have a seat at the table. In a climate where diversity, inclusion, gender-affirming studies, women's studies, and African American history are under attack, it is phenomenal to see that the University of South Florida is not afraid to pay homage to its African American faculty, employees, alumni, and community members whose contributions have made a positive impact in the African American community. I'm grateful to stand alongside each of you. I want each of you to know that I serve at your request. I would not be here today were it not for the voters of House District 63. I encourage each of you to please vote in the upcoming 2024 elections, the primary and general elections. Your vote counts. It takes us to save us. I implore each of you to take advantage of what many of our ancestors died for, and that is the right to vote. And I remind you that it is not just a privilege, it's also your civic responsibility. In closing, I must again thank you for this award, and I congratulate each honoree and scholarship recipient spotlighted here today. I'm so proud of each of you, and again, thank you.
Congratulations again to Representative Hart and to her family who is here on her behalf. And let's just give another round of applause to all of our award and scholarship recipients today. I think we can all agree that we had a good time today, right? Are we all leaving feeling just inspired and encouraged and invigorated? Yes. Thank you to our speakers, our students, and everyone who took time to be here today for the 2023 Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. This has just been a great event. It continues to get better each and every year, and we hope that you will join us and support again for next year's awards. Don't forget that code on the back of your programs there, because without those donations, this would not be possible. So just thank you to everyone who had a hand in making this event such a huge success. Thank you all for attending and supporting our community. And we want to have all Kente Award and scholarship recipients come to the stage so that we can take some group photos. We want to thank you all for coming out, and I hope you have a great and safe rest of your afternoon. Thank you.